Harry's avatar, or my avatar, network avatar. Man, world of difference. Um, in my avatar, Harry writes things like, Avatar is a path to the truth that doesn't start with a lie. Okay? In Network Avatar, it almost always starts with a lie, as the sales technique is to figure out whatever your attention is stuck on, and then to tell you, without qualification, that you absolutely can create that with the avatar tools. And that is very often a lie. Okay? One of the people that I was considered a friend once was brought into the network with a promise that she could heal, okay, like an actual physical medical condition with some scarring, okay, with the avatar tools. That's medical fraud, and for the record, no, she has not been able to heal that with the avatar tools. And what happened next, me and her very firmly disagree on the interpretation of these events, so I can only share with you mine. Okay? Having been given the impression that these tools can be used to that powerfully heal a body. This poor girl who really just wanted a family and children of her own and a partner, and has not been able to find that because she has insisted on trying to find that partner in the Avatar network, probably for something like 20 years now. While all this was going on, at some point she got cervical cancer and tried to cure it with the tools, okay, and waited too long and had to have the surgery anyway, and lost so much of her cervix that she is now going to be unable to have children. Okay. I don't think it was an unreasonable expectation at all for her to feel like that was a reasonable approach, having been told that she could use those tools to heal a physical ailment in the first place. I have heard that. This is not isolated. I've heard that in other places of in the network. I had an aunt who had pretty severe damage from an Epstein-Barr virus infection, and I overheard two QMs talking about her rather dismissively. She chose not to handle the physical aftermath of this viral infection. But I'm also going to point out that they, and you'll see crazy things online, like a woman, interning woman, okay, master, who was told, that she was tired and was told that she could sleep when she's dead. She had a brain tumor and a botched surgery that had to be repeated that was going to keep her off of course, and she had to own, like, you created your own reality, how she created her brain cancer and how she created a failed surgery for the sake of sabotaging the mission, mind you. I've heard that Patty Gardner, my qualified master, has had some surgery recently, and everybody's, so compassionate about her. Like, wait a minute. There's no contempt for her as she created that? Like, what? Well, I'm glad you guys softened up, or whatever. So that is a hell of an example of how Network Avatar starts with a lie. And they convinced that poor girl that that was a function of her own indoctrination from Ayurveda. So, okay, in my avatar, Harry writes things like, embrace simplicity and simple needs. Be an uncarved rock, minus the rock. In the wizard materials, he speaks pretty directly about the dangers of self-importance, both of personal happiness and as an impediment to spiritual progress. Okay. In Network Avatar, you will be taught these lessons by a woman who runs this network, apparently with an iron fist behind the scenes, according to, like, abusively, according to the QMs who have left the network. You can listen to videos from Ariella Sarai, and I've talked to Dev since she left the network, and that's pretty surprising stories to tell. Yeah, big difference between Harry's avatar and Avra's avatar, who shows up to teach those lessons in simplicity and humility, clad in designer clothes that have been paid for by the sincere, heartfelt contributions of all the masters, right? For to make jokes about, yes, as I've been out balancing the planetary energies, or as I, shopping, with her straightened, bleached blonde hair. Boob job. Who knows? And who knows what other plastic surgery. And I don't mean to denigrate that kind of lifestyle, but that's the person who was showing up in a van that literally said Avatar VIP to teach Harry's lessons in simplicity, etc., etc. So yeah, so what are you going to do about those kinds of differences? Okay, in Harry's avatar, he talks about exploration, embracing the pioneering spirit, turn into the life stream and swim your tail off. And I got into the course room, and it was, obey the checklist, stay on the checklist, don't violate the tech. And like, I explicitly got told one time, what are you even doing all this exploring stuff for? Harry, just leave a big lift of trail of breadcrumbs. You just have to follow that. Oh, is that all we're doing here now? I was here for the exploration part. Was that just like marketing, or like, because this is just like, I was told that there was going to be like the unique lessons in my own consciousness, but this was just like, all riders keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle, like, and you're all just taking the same sort of canned experience ride, which was a neat ride, but like, there was all this talk about the unique lessons in my own consciousness, and instead I got this like mass-produced, industrialized, like, spam-ass, like, avatar product. I mean, there's so many ways to point at the difference, like the integrity processes. Secrets and hidden agendas and EJPs are like the most elegant and gentle and, like, I don't know, almost noble way to allow a being to correct themselves, to come back into integrity with themselves. Okay? And the way that I saw that those wielded against myself and others, and these like punitive tools to like, I don't even know what the hell you're even trying to do anymore.